I find that international students have a lot to benefit from using the resources at the library. Not just in the sense of what they can learn about how to do specific things that they're unfamiliar with, but also in terms of exposure to the culture of learning here in the United States.
The library is asked to speak to our international students in our new student orientations twice per term, just to introduce the resources that the library has available to our students. And I see the students really benefit from the librarian coming and speaking to them, giving them a tour. It sets them up for success in their courses, and it also gives them an avenue to actually be able to go and ask for help if they need it.
The library itself, it can be used for a multitude of things. For example, meetings, group meetings, even virtual meetings and whatnot. So it's just more than a repository for books.
If I want like a private room, I can just take a private room and study. If I want to study with my classmates, we can do like, I just use everything.
I went through my undergraduate degree mostly working really hard but not working as smart as I should, because I didn't quite know all the ways to make the work that I'm doing a little bit easier, using library resources such as research guides, citation guides, and the librarians themselves who are available there all the time. The library is open and are extremely helpful.
Current students who I've talked to after orientation really have benefited from the talks that the librarian has had with us. They seem to have a better understanding of where to go to research, how to go about their first class, coming from an international perspective that is not an American education. They learn the basics of what they need to do in the beginning so that they set themselves up for success.
It has, text, periodicals, there's internet access, computers. If you don't have your own computer or tablet, you can at least use the computer within the library. And then there are also knowledgeable people that I've had conversations with where I'm looking for something specific, and if they're not aware of exactly what it is that I'm looking for, they're at least able to direct me to someone else who's able to help me find what I'm looking for.
Then my first research paper assignment I got stuck on, and I spent the whole weekend frustrated, and Monday morning I made a phone call and talked to Darren, and that's where like in 5 minutes showed me where things are, and that was like a good help for me.
I think that the biggest obstacle for international students, or really any student, as far as utilizing the library resources is actually just making the time to get to the library. Once you're there, you realize that there are ways to work around the issues that you thought were difficult. So instead on trying to figure out how to do things related to your class, the library and the library resources can facilitate that for you, and you can focus on the subject matter content of your course.
I think the main problem with most students, is that we don't give ourselves enough time to figure out where to go and what to do. We just, when we have assignments, we just want to get and start doing it, rather than giving ourselves like 15 minutes. You just sit down, okay, where do I need to go? What do I need to do? What are the resources available to me?
Darren comes to our new international student orientation twice per term. He sits with our new international students, goes over different resources that the library has available to them, how to search in a easier way than one would just go to Google and try to figure out how to do their assignments. He even has a whole international portion of the library website that he's built dedicated to our international students to help them succeed in their classes.
Whatever I'm looking for, someone is there to help, be it a student, work study student, actual individual who's working there, or even someone along the lines of you as in management, provided that people aren't in the middle of something. They're pretty nice, professional, and intuitive as far as, how can I help you, what can I do for you? So I can't necessarily pick out one specific experience, but for me it's been very helpful.
I think really one of the better things that I've learned from the library didn't come from me going to the library to try and learn, but through attending one of the orientation sessions that the library hosted, where I learned about this great resource for managing citations over a long period of time. I mean, where was that in my undergraduate and graduate career, when I spent hours and hours just managing the citing of works for projects and papers. There is a lot that is out there in terms of help, but unless you go to the library, you can't know.
I will go to work to research, and I'll have a better understanding of actually how to research. I will go to my classroom and I'll have a better understanding of how to research for that, and I'll even do it for my own personal benefit, such as planning a vacation or trying to find even a restaurant or something to do for the weekend.
The people are great, the resources are there, and I have no issue, and I'm able to do what I need to do in the time that I have, and I'm grateful for it.